Hello and welcome to It Came From... Well, this episode is going to be really different. Today we are looking at homebrew. And I'm not just talking about a homebrew class or system. I'm talking about a homebrew, well actually a full system. I'm going to expose Steve to something very powerful.
I don't know what it is, so you're going to have to tell me. Am I going to be able to put this somewhere on screen?
Yes. You will.
Oh boy.
But the magic... I don't know what to say, actually.
I'm rather worried about this.
Let's see here. That's why I said we should have loaded the page before we started the video. We're just stretching our start time like Matt Pat in the videos we did. That was really crazy.
Well, of course I shall do a cut starting here.
Anyways, hello and welcome to It Came From Someone's Batshit Insane Imagination. Today I'm showing Steve blind homebrew setting.
I really do have no idea what is happening.
So Steve, why don't you take a seat and start reading some of this aloud.
Alright.
And stop.
Races. Your racial element determines your casting dominant element. You gain 50% resist to it, but you cannot cast spells of the opposite element.
Makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense.
That's
All right.
pretty interesting. Arachidine. The Arachidine were formed when Dasakara.
Some homebrew word.
Yeah, some homebrew word.
Arachnos, we'll just call him. The god of spiders was offended by a human woman who called spiders gross.
As punishment, he shoved a massive spider into her face. The spider's back merged with her face, so that its 8 legs continued to move and twitch as if it were walking on something. Her face was completely covered by the spider, though her eyes, nose, and ears kept working somehow. But otherwise, she still looked like an ordinary human. Her children went on to become the Arachidine.
That's right. So, this woman with a spider for a head also somehow mated and had children. Fetishes, people.
Widely reviled because of their disgusting appearance and constantly twitching face legs,
The Arachidine carved out a small principality for themselves on the island of Ashan. Although peaceful, they are usually not welcome outside their immediate area except as merchants and ambassadors. Even then, it is common to wear spider-shaped masks to prevent their legs from twitching. Alright, racial elements.
Hold on. I am saving this to my hard drive.
Please note, these PDFs are out of order, and there are some elements missing from them. So, we're doing what we can. Alright. Racial elements. Insanity.
Yeah, insanity.
Magic. High. Technology. Moderate.
Oh, they have technology levels. I like that.
Yeah, that's nice.
20% bonus to agility.
Yeah, they're fast. 80% bonus to intimidation rolls, because I guess that makes a lot of sense. Alright, here's where the insanity starts. Read that aloud, Steve.
Oh. Headstand. As a move action, you can flip over to stand on your face legs or back. This reduces your movement to 1 square. This allows you to use your
normal legs as martial arts weapons, in addition to whatever you're armed with in your hands.
Effectively giving you 1 additional attack. You also gain a bonus of 60 to resist prone checks.
So, imagine this. Someone jumps on your face and starts kicking you and swinging their swords. Okay, wall crawl. You get a bonus to climbing checks by using your face.
Spider birth, racial, is a standard action. You open up your maw beneath your spider face. Hundreds of smaller spiders emerge and skitter about. All enemies in a 5x5 square around you must roll mental resistances against fear with a -10 penalty, usable once per day.
Minus 20% penalty to charisma, no crap. And minus 80% penalty to beauty. Wow.
Oh, really?
So how do you take these spider faces as a race? Would you include them in your 7?
Oh.
It gets better.
It gets better with the Corvan Lulu. Alright. Once upon a time, there was a little elf girl named Aluriel.
Makes sense.
She collected dolls. Makes sense. She also happened to live on a nexus of great magical power.
Less sense, but yeah, I guess.
The dolls collected power by accident and became animated. Their minds a single gestalt entity that manifested through each one to have different personalities. The elves thought they were possessed by demons, so Corvan Lulu murdered them all, and that's why there are no more elves in this setting.
See, that's some deepest lore right there.
The Corvan Lulu learned how to create more of themselves, but this process is complex and takes about 9 months, so their numbers don't just explode.
Physically, they look like adorable little dolls. They live in the Cradle Kingdom, a mountainous forested area. Probably as a result of their origin, their cities look like rooms of little girls with pink and white aesthetics, hearts, unicorn carvings, and when they go into battle, a Corvan Lulu rides small dogs. 80% of Corvan Lulu are female, though in practical terms there's no difference between genders.
Racials. Element, light. Magic, very high. Technology, low. Gestalt mind, experience 20% bonus to intuition. Adorable, 20% bonus to beauty.
Because little dolls are not creepy as all hell.
That's right.
Tiny, you're about 1 foot tall. Your quickness is not divided by 2, it is divided by 1.5. Now this will make maybe some sense later as we go along. You also have a 10% bonus to stealth checks. Call upon knowledge, racial. As a free action, you call upon the gestalt mind of your kind. You can re-roll a failed attempt to learn information with a 100% bonus, usable twice a day.
Too cute. When you break a law or otherwise have an authority figure oppose you, you can activate this ability as a standard action to reduce the severity of the offense. For example, a felony murder would be treated as a misdemeanor, though extremely severe felonies like multiple homicides would still be treated as severe.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry I cut off that child's head, but you know, he was talking. He was very mean.
God.
Tiny, you're about 1 foot tall. You have minus 60 penalty resist knockback and prone effects. That makes sense. Very tiny. You 20% penalty to physical power. That makes sense. Okay, next.
Getting knocked over, I don't think so. Like if you were taller, it'd be easier to knock you over.
Yeah, but you're small. You don't got as much weight. All right, next race. Read that.
Next race. Da 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 da. So named because they have 8 mouths that begin every. Oh my God.
Every sentence with da. But da 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 are man-sized avian creatures. They resemble crows in overall appearance, except instead of wings, they have writhen tentacles. Wings. It's not wings.
It's not wings, it's wings.
Wings. Then smaller tentacles that resemble hands. When standing still, all da 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 claps hands behind them. Behind himself, sorry. I misspoke.
They have bird-style eyes, but instead of a beak, they have 8 mouths down their face and neck. They hail from the floating island of Da. It is a massive horizontal, sprawling patchwork of a million different styles of architecture and ideas that inexplicably float above the clouds. Buildings that would be called skyscrapers if they were on the ground reach up into the lower atmosphere. Others are small shops or houses that are built underneath the city. Accidents are common, but luckily the da-da-da-da-da-da have a high birth rate. The city has no room for agriculture, so trading with the ground is necessary.
Interesting race, huh?
Racials, air, no shit. Magic, moderate. Technology, high. Lucky, lucky, 20% bonus to luck.
Natural flyers. Although you can't fly naturally, if you do gain the ability to fly, you receive a 50% bonus to anything applicable and take 50% less falling damage. Excellent craftsmen. Your people are naturally talented craftsmen. Da 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 da. Goods are in hot demand all over the world. Whenever you make an item or build something, roll goods that are in hot demand and gain master quality with 100% more money, more appropriate, usable once per day. Short-term memory, 40% penalty to memory and thought.
Oh god. This is
insane. This is great.
This is a bit much, but I must power through. The Ambarula, God. The Ambarula are children of Ambarula, goddess of mirrors.
So they're named after a precursor. That makes sense. Not confusing.
Yeah. 1,000 years ago, another god, reports disagree as to whom, bet her that he could create something as pretty as her. If he succeeded, she would have to never leave the island of Boros and irate the other gods with her presence again. Being extremely narcissistic, she agreed. He created an entire race of people physically identical to her in every way except half were male, and even then it takes some effort to tell which is. God.
It's 2018.
2018.
The goddess, we're just going to call her M, was ecstatic and didn't mind her loss at all. Now she had another island of toys to play with. The society of VMs, I'm just going to say, is based around her goddess, who is not merely head of her government, but personally involved in the lives of every single person. She visits them in school, talks to them, learns their likes and dislikes, advises them on which careers to pursue, helps set up marriages for M's who are shy, and so on. That's right. Also, they all look the same, so they're marrying themselves, they're marrying their mothers, they're marrying their daughters, basically, their sons, brothers. They all look the same. It's kind of nightmarish. But anyways, other races who visit child are almost described as basically being children mentality. Playable M are assumed to be the few who find her stifling and flee to the rest of the world. M look humanoid, except incredibly thin.
Like the mass of a small child stretched out to the size of an adult.
This is nightmarish.
This is absolutely nightmarish.
They have obsidian skin and long flowing golden hair that reaches past their waist. From their back expend 6 fiery wings that curve to cover their bodies. Their legs are extremely thin, capable of supporting a weight except when sitting. They lack noses and their eyes are almost twice as large as humans. Their foreheads are also very long by human standards. Facial hair is unknown, and all of them look identical except for gender. Yes, these are the most beautiful race. Remember, this was apparently a beautiful goddess. This nightmarish all-black, obviously jinx-looking thing.
Children-looking, stretched-out things.
Yes. Racials. I'll do it, because you've got nausea.
I need to process this.
Element, fire. Magic, moderate. Technology, low. Large eyes, 20% bonus to alertness. Are your turn.
Hover. You can't fly, but you can hover. You hover about 1 foot above the ground at all times. This makes you immune to ground-based effects and rough terrain. You are 50% resistant to earth damage. Mirror move. Racial. As an immediate action, when you are struck by a single target spell of a level you can cast, you may immediately cast the spell back at the target. That can be hella powerful. If you already know the spell, you gain a +2 caster level bonus. Oh my god. You must still spend the resources. You are still affected by the spell, but your spell goes off at the same time, so it's cast even if you die. You can even use this against spell types you cannot normally cast, like water spells. But not against spells that are 2 levels higher than the highest level you can cast usable once per day. Like I'm so totally cute.
That's actually the title. He is not making it
I am not making that up. That's the title of the power. You can't tear yourself away from a mirror. 20% penalty to thought. Wings of flame. Hey, guess what? It's hard to hide when you have 6 wings that are all on fire. You take a -40 to stealth rolls.
Just so you know, if its attitude and tone was actually already in the PDF, we'll probably maybe put a link in the description.
Yes.
Human. Okay, back to familiarity.
I hope so.
No one knows where humans come from, but it's rumored they're dropped out of another world and into this one. Makes sense so far. They're confined to the continent of Shallows, as the surrounding continents are either filled with hostile empires or otherwise impassable for most mortals. Wherever they're from, they quickly gain a reputation as unscrupulous. They drove out the most native Shallows some centuries ago, leaving many races to perish. Alright, so they're kind of genocidal. Shalosian humans are split into many realms, often called the many realms. All one word. That's pretty
creative.
Yeah. They have no proper leader, though in times of conflict sometimes bring them together. Most Shalosian humans are dark-skinned with light hair, but southern Shalosian humans have fairer skins. Green eyes are universal. Okay, every human has green eyes. I
This
don't know
seems
why.
like... Did the writer of this have a thing?
I think he had a thing.
I
Okay.
think he had several things.
Some fetishes. Racial elements.
Dark.
Dark. Magic, low. Technology, moderate. Dishonest. Humans are known to have a knack for lying. 20% bonus to deceit. Alright, I guess that makes sense.
Ready to take advantage of a bad situation. 20% bonus to initiative, 20% bonus to alertness checks, to avoid ambushes, and 10% bonus to stealth.
Confidence, man. Racial. You're one of the good ones. You swear. As a standard action, roll the deceit against an enemy's intuition. If you succeed, you can force one of the following effects. Him to lower his guard so that the next attack is a sneak attack. You gain a bonus to 60 feet of your next charisma roll. Him to believe something obviously false, reducing his memory, logic, and thoughts by 50%. What the hell?
For the rest of the day.
Your next spell cast on the next 5 rounds is a stealth spell, usual once per day. Non-native. The Magic's world doesn't always work quite for you, even when you do the same things as other races do. 20% bonus to ENS.
What is ENS?
Good question.
We shall find out what ENS is later in this.
Bad reputation. 20% penalty to charisma.
Alright.
So all the humans in the set are liars and players and swaggerers. Alright.
Next is the Edishi. Edishi. The first syllable is pronounced the same as icky.
Ikishi, I guess now. Is that spelled that way?
No, I think it's the first syllable. Ik. Icky. Edishi. Yeah, Edishi. Are derived from humans who augmented themselves with magical cybernetics.
Alright, that's kind of cool.
Oh. Thick mechanical arms, etc. Except entirely magical constructs of moving sheets of metal with nothing inside. At first, this was minor, such as replacing an organ. But
That's right, replacing an organ is minor. I'm sorry, I just...
Over time, they augmented so much the line between human and machine blurred. The normal humans reacted with hostility, which is the reason humans no longer use cybernetics, and cast the Edishi out. The Edishi formed their own society on the Elvirus coast, and are now accepted as bizarre neighbors. Individual Edishi travelers are accepted, but any large group outside of Elviruses are treated with suspicion at best. They are humanoid, but have much longer legs, without having correspondingly longer torsos, arms. The average Edishi is 7 feet tall. The bottom of their faces are covered with curved sheet metal to conceal the lack of lips and a mouth. Think of a medical mask, except metal. Oh boy. Their arms are a series of interlocking sheets of metal. This guy really likes saying sheets of metal. Their visible skin is entirely bright orange, but the sheets of metal may be any color. They do not have any hair anywhere on their
So they're
body.
basically cyber Trumps, but okay. We're the best race.
No, they're the most luxurious and the bestest.
That's what I'm calling them. I don't care what the hell the pronunciation guide is.
Yeah.
The society is based around the directors, like Spielberg. Alright, just kidding. The original Ishi began to race as the only ones alive who were genuine humans, revered almost as gods. The directors live on metal thrones enshrined into computer complexes the size of palaces. The Ishi cities are clean, extremely efficiently laid out.
Oh no.
Element, logic. I don't know if these are elements, but
You could say that they have golden thrones. Oh no. Technology moderate. Magic moderate. Technology very high. Logical. Your brain has been augmented. 20% bonus to thought and understanding.
do you think they understand that they're a bunch of freakish cyborgs? Tall. You have a 2-foot movement bonus. Computer expert. You have a 20% bonus to interacting with advanced technology.
Malleable. As a move action, you can replace a maneuver with another maneuver. Usable once per session, but the effects are permanent. Discombobulatrix. The default template of mental programming was slightly corrupted in the Valthrone War. 20% penalty to composure. And 100% weakness to water damage. Water-related effects have a penalty of 20 attached to their rolls. Water spells cost 2 extra mana for you to cast.
Okay, this is where we're reaching the golden. This is, I think, my favorite part. Nosemen. Nosemen.
No, that does say nosemen. I am not.
Nosemen of Elansor have nothing at all to do with noses. However, by a totally meaningless quirk of evolution, they just happen to look exactly like giant human noses with legs coming out of the nostrils and arms coming out of his sides. They have eyes and ears that reach up to approximately average human height. The back of a nose body is just a flat surface. Extremely common to tattoo the back of the nose with tattoos of your city, religion, social status, marriage, and major life events. Ironically, they have no sense of smell.
You see, this is why drugs should be legal.
Who said? The true name of a noseman is Yashavar. Yeah, the only name now used is the noseman nationalists. Even ordinary nosemen use the word everyone else uses. Their empire is called Nashika. They are ruled by the prophetic oracles. Their oracle king is Imperial Nostradamus.
Nostradamus. Their cities are carved out of a single giant piece of crystal they believe are placed there by their gods. It is heresy to add onto a city once the nose carvers are finished, so cities rarely have populations above 4,000 to 8,000.
Racial elements. Earth. Okay, I thought it was going to be nose.
Yeah. Magic, very high. Technology, very low. Heavily magical, 40% bonus to mana. No difficulties. You can learn and cast air magic as normal. Brilliant minds. You will receive a bonus spell on every other odd. Level. God, that's going to be annoying to keep track of. You receive a bonus skill at character creation. Memory Blade, racial. As a swift action, your weapon is engulfed in psychic energy. This energy doesn't actually harm enemies physically, but when you touch one with it, the damage is now psychic damage. Psychic damage functions by beaming bad memories directly into the target's brain. It is useless against mindless targets. Enemy weaknesses / resistance to psychic damage is based on his thought relative to yours. If your thought is 20% higher than his, he has a 20% weakness, etc. The bad memories last until the target is healed. Last 10 rounds, usable once per day. Weak nerves, 20% penalty to ENS. There's that mystery thing again. I am going to be right back and cut here because I am also devoting this to separate memory cards because I do not want to lose this.